Wake up and let's go to the Mindless Morning Show.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Mindless Morning Show. I'm here with my co-host, as always, Dakota.
Hey, everyone.
And we have an extra special guest. We have Luka James. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Happy to empty the mind and be here with you.
Yeah. So you as you had mentioned, you were being very mindful doing yoga, something prior to getting mindless. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to really fill up the mind so that you can empty. It's like a nice, just like, it's like, yeah, going to the bathroom or like, just like clearing out after a long day, to get mindless, you got to get mindful first.
Nice
Taking a nice mind dump.
I didn't say that.
You said bathroom, and that's where my head went. I'm mindless already, apparently.
So are you a songwriter? I know you did Hazy Dream, which is quite a vibing song. I like it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of really awesome feedback. It's been a great one to release, and a lot of my friends are dancing to it. They're finding a lot of like emotional release or a lot of like celebratory release at the end of it. So yeah, I'm a songwriter. These are my pianos and things behind me. I have a bunch of guitars, and I came from a vocal background, leading vocal workshops, doing vocal singing circles. And I always just created songs on the spot, like a lot of improv stuff, very inspired by Bobby McFerrin. But over the last 3 years, and especially during the quarantine, I just was writing like a song every day and just went really deep into it.
Nice. And so are you working towards like going full time with this, doing an album and all that?
Yeah, that's the goal. I think like I really want to just live life, at least knowing I gave my all, the things I do. I think that's something that like, okay, if I'm not made for the commercial success or something, I just want to go to bed at night being like, you tried, like you tried, you like opened every canister, you did everything you could. And so that's what I'm doing with this. I'm giving it my all. And so far it's been amazing. Yeah. We've had close to 2,000 streams, 400 listeners in like 4 days. And that's pretty great for just like all DIY, word of mouth, just texting friends, letting them know that I'm doing this. And so that's kind of like, I just need that energy to like keep going. And so far it's been there.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's for sure, dude.
That's very impressive for going just word of mouth and not any like mass advertising or anything. So that's good. Good number.
Yeah, I don't have the money for the mass advertising yet.
Yeah, no, that stuff's it's hard to do it anyway, because most of the time you have to like really nail down a demographic. Otherwise, you can just get anybody, and it kind of becomes wasteful of the money of people who click it and things like that, and may not have that style in mind. But so what got you started in all of it?
I've been singing since I was a kid, really. My dad was really into like Neil Young and would always play like Traffic and Red Hot Chili Peppers and Tom York and Radiohead. And I just love like vocalists that just belt it, especially like masculine like male vocalists that they were in touch with their feminine side too. Mm-hmm. And I felt like that was like a safe space for a lot of men that were like cool to actually get in touch with their heart energy. Yeah, like Jim Morrison or, like Led Zeppelin, like all these bands that they really inspired me. And so then recently I've been doing a lot more music over the last 7 years now because I was teaching the vocal workshops. And that was just amazing. That was just like linking up with people that are freaked out about singing that will like not even sing the shower, and also linking up with some like jazz and like amazing Grammy award winning musicians, and just bringing them all together to like make music and not making it like, oh, you're in, you're out type of club. But it was just like, no, it's just innate to the human experience.
Okay. That's super cool.
Yeah, I like to sing in the shower. I like to think I'm good, but I know I'm not.
But where do you define as good?
So I would like to think I sound like Creed or
Oh yeah.
That's like kind of what I go for.
Look at this photo. Oh, that's Nickelback. Sorry.
But you know,
You got the creep look.
Yeah, it's kind of the same with both Nickelback and Creed. But yeah, I have no tune. I can't hold a tune. I can't even like properly tune a guitar without one of those little little meters to tell me that I'm hitting the right chord. And a lot of times I can't even differentiate what the difference is. I can't tell.
I don't think that should be the barometer. Like, I feel like if you polled your audience, I think a lot of people wouldn't be able to tune a guitar without like an app or something.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be able to.
Right? Yeah, it's like. Anyways.
Well, I mean, all right. I'll keep trying it for sure. But
I sing at home, but my dog bites me, so I don't think I'm very good either.
See, we're working with some traumas here. Okay.
Yeah, we're trying.
So, have you been doing vocal coaching for many people?
Yeah, I've been doing it more and more. I was doing it a lot during the right before the pandemic. I and I think that was a hard thing because a lot of the vocal stuff it was part time. I was a job as doing like advertising and mostly documentary filmmaking for human rights NGOs, and that's predominantly what I was doing. And so the vocal stuff was like I would teach yoga and also do vocal classes as kind of like a service, just like doing it for the community in Brooklyn. And then people were like, "No, I'll pay you to do it." And I think it's hard to train the mind to like accept money sometimes, or like to value your worth as like, oh yeah, like I'm going to charge you like $100 an hour for something I learned off a couple YouTube. It's easy to devalue the experience, even if it's rich and even if people are asking for it. And so that's something that I'm coming to terms with is like, no, people keep asking for vocal lessons and I love giving it. So I've been doing that more, and it's really about like embodied vocal. So just like tapping the body, moving around, treating like the voice, understanding that it's like about breath work. It's about moving the air. It's not about like what you were saying, like the conceptual thing. Like, I don't understand how to hear a guitar note. Like, we're kind of trained that idea when we're like 10 of like what a good musician is or whatever. But no, it's like so innate to just like screaming, and then like being able to hone in on that, be like, wow, I do have a lot of breath control actually. And like, how can I work with what I got there?
Never really thought of it that way.
Perspective.
Yeah,
but if you have a dog that bites you, that's like I don't really work for that, Like,
yeah, he bites me.
He like Caesar the dog whisperer for that.
Yeah, he bites me when he has to poop too. So sometimes it could just be that. So he's a little wild.
Yeah,
Your singing makes his bowels move. That's it.
I mean that's kind of impressive.
It's right? Like a Pavlovian dog thing now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's singing. Like I have to poop. Okay,
he's
like
singing again. I gotta go outside and poop.
Yeah.
So, do you have a projected like setup as far as like what's to come in the near future from you, or like what are you working on, and what are your goals for dates to release?
Yeah. This Thursday I have the video coming out, and I come from a film background. So a big part of what I'm going for is like really compelling, like unique videos. The Hazy Dreams video was shot with Morgana Van Peebles, who comes from like a really amazing film. Her grandfather was a famous filmmaker. Her dad's a famous filmmaker. And she's super talented. And, she stars in the film as an actress, but then also helped me a lot with the cinematography. And we used Super 8mm old film. And it was just like our quarantine project. We were just shooting all this like beautiful nature and stuff. And then a year later, I looked back on the future and I was like, oh, we have like an arc here actually, because this could be the dream world that I'm fighting to re-enter. And then we shot it all, and the rest in digital, and then the worlds kind of merged. And it was like, oh, it's so beautiful. You could use like old film to represent the subconscious. So that's an amazing video I'm super stoked about. It's coming out October 7th. And then from then, I have 4 more songs in the pipeline. And they're each one elevates. Like I'm on purpose trying to like elevate the bar with each song. Whether it's like getting more live drummers, more like brass or violin, just like it's gonna be an experience. So that'll be throughout like till the spring, and then hopefully more venues are open. I could start really doing a lot more live shows into the summer, and just spreading the good word of Luka James and this idea of like a really awesome concert experience where you'll laugh, you'll listen, and then you'll also sing along, and you'll be surprised. You'll get out of the shower. You'll get out of your shower comfort zone.
So, where do you come from? Because you have this good energy of being in the subconscious mind. You're doing yoga and things like that, trying to stay mindful. What brought you into those types of I guess exercises? I don't know how better.
Is it okay to talk about it on the Mindless show? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
okay, I don't want to break any rules. Like, I don't want to.
There are no rules. That's
Oh, okay, good. This is how like anarchy talk show. Well, in that case, yeah, I come from it. You know, I played again. It's a lot of like the masculine coming to terms with the feminine. I played a lot of sports growing up, baseball, basketball. I ended up tearing my ACL in college, not serious, but I was like playing like rec league there, and I tore my ACL, and then I just was like, whoa, like I can't just like play sports recklessly. And I got into yoga, and it was just like I stopped doing team sports, started doing yoga. From yoga, I then moved to Ghana to work for an NGO for a year, and it was just me in a banana hut in like rural Ghana. And there was just this big book, the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying. And it was just me running every day, coming home, making dinner, and like reading this book, like for 7 to 8 months. And I got really into like Zen practice, into meditation. And then it kind of just like flips. It's like, I wouldn't say it's like Neo seeing the Matrix, but it's a little bit like you start to see some illusions of life, and it really opens up a lot, like a gateway towards your human experience. And so now, yeah, I mean, I've gone from mindful to mindless, like on a daily basis. I've had, you know, today, now that my song's out, I'm like scrolling all the time, looking at who's resharing it. Like it's easy to get trapped in that, you know, this like suction of distraction and wanting. And I'm definitely there right now, trying to be a successful artist. But it's a practice, you know. You're in and out.
So it's hard to find a healthy balance for that, I imagine. So out of that big old book of life and death, what was some of your key takeaways out of it?
Whoa. Well, I like the book because it just was like, I grew up with, you know, I grew up Jewish and also Catholic. My mom was Catholic, my dad's Jewish, Sephardic, Cuban Jewish. And the book was cool because it was just like practicing. It was like telling you really tough concepts, like, you know, like form is empty, empty is form. Therefore, you're like, what does this mean? But you're just like practicing meditation as you go on. Yeah, I think just like understanding like the idea of like wanting and hunger, and like, will you ever be satisfied? Like, is there anything that will fill your cup, or like, will you have to fill your cup yourself? And I think that's something that I always come back to. It's like, you could always want more, always strive for more, always think you need more. But in the end, it's like perspective, and it's you just kind of like watching that you're chasing your tail. And you just have to take moments to be like, I've arrived. And I think that's really important as like a singer, you know, trying to make it as an artist. Like as I'm writing these songs, I'm trying to be like, oh, I've arrived. Like I am a singer. Like even you asked me like, what are you trying to be? And I'm like, no, I am, you know, like I'm doing this. And I think that's capitalism and the way marketing is, it could really get us to think we're not, until maybe we're like, you know, The Weeknd or Beyonce, you know, like I don't even know if they feel they have arrived. So I think it's important, like your show, like you need to be like, no, look, we're doing this, you know, like this is now.
Yeah, I say you have a very good way of looking at things in life from what you've said so far. I think it's awesome. Definitely need to start thinking that way for sure, because I don't.
Yeah, no, I definitely like the positive energy you give off. I mean, it's definitely it shows, or it's audible in your songs. So I mean, that's good. And I mean, I know we're short on time here tonight, and unfortunately, because I would love to talk more about your experience there in Ghana, and all the different things that you've gone through as far as to experience Zen within yourself. Because I mean that's a big accomplishment and many people don't think so, but it truly is in today's world when it's nothing but distractions constantly around you and things of negative sources. So I definitely think that as a superb accomplishment to have, and it definitely can help you achieve many great things in the future. So that's awesome,
bro. But I'll tell you, you get it and you lose it. You know, like I had one of the most mindless days today. You know, I've been feeling down, like I've been low energy, like second guessing myself, and it's just witnessing that. It's like you were saying, like it's just like, oh, like I don't have that at all. It's like, yeah, but maybe I call you in a month and they're like, you have it and I need it from you. Like I'm like, wow, can you help give me that wisdom that I gave you like a month ago? You know, and that's a collective experience. And also one more thing that I'll impart is like, you know, like with the Buddha's example, and it's funny, like people are gonna watch this thing. I'm like a super Buddhist. I'm like, I'm not like I'm just curious of everything. But the Buddha, I think, is like cool example because like don't just follow what I did. It's not about like, oh, I'm gonna eat, drink, do everything that the Buddha did. It's like, no, it's my example that I was able to get there. That is just the lesson. Like I got there. Not about how necessarily. It's like just know that you can get there too, like your own way. Like, and that as you're interviewing people and you're listening to me, whatever. It's like, oh, like it's not like, oh, I gotta like do yoga. Like I like Luka's vibe. Like it's like no, like he's doing his thing. Like what's my thing that I do? That's me. And like how can I feel good in that?
Yeah, and I mean to that extent, I certainly believe the big focus or the big key to finding Zen and staying within that positive mindset is focus and just looking at the goals that you have in place for yourself. So I hope for you that you can achieve that for sure. And I look forward to listening to more music that you put out.
Thanks, man. What's one I've been doing a lot of talking. What's some wisdom that you have for me?
Oh, well, clear your mind and get a little mindless because so you had mentioned you got to be a little mindful to get mindless. And we had a guest on that actually brought up a really good point. It was actually quite the opposite, where you have to be a little mindless to get mindful, to clear your head, empty those thoughts, and kind of see a clear path without the smog. So maybe after you've gotten mindless with us, you'll help get there.
Yeah.
What does mindless mean to you? And I'll ask Dakota, like, what do you mean by mindless? I'm so curious.
So the format of the show, like in the show's name particularly, it was literally just made because we didn't have a single clue what we wanted to do exactly, aside from just having good conversations with good people and learning more about whatever there is to know that people can pass around. And more so, it was kind of just like a disclaimer, like, we're not going to be always accurate on here, so it's okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess for me, it's more of like having an empty mind and just, I don't know, just kind of being open to everything. And that's one of the ways this show works is we're open to pretty much anybody and everybody and want to talk to everybody and get to know who they are and how they got to where they are and stuff like that. So basically running up on that, yeah, don't be afraid to get mindless so that you can get mindful, or in worse terms, don't be afraid to take a mind dump and clear it out and let more stuff come in, try new things.
It's great to be mindless, especially when starting to meet people, because I think we get too into our own heads a lot of the times before, well, not us in particular, but people in general. They get too in their heads and start thinking like nitpicking any little thing and thinking negative of anybody. But every single person, they have had their own experiences. They are who they are today because of it. And we don't know their story, but we want to know everybody's story. Everyone has great stories to share.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, that totally resonates. And I think it's like, that's the thing about mindfulness is like, sometimes you get too mindful and then you become this like worship me character, like the ego becomes even bigger. And it's like, I love that. And I see it in both of you. It's like, yeah, like mindless is like, so that I'm a blank canvas so that you can give me water to like fill my cup in a way,
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And I've learned so much from people that we've interviewed since I've been on the show. Like so many good things too, like
So I'm
positive
sure.
things and awesome stuff. So it's been cool. Yeah, I've got to meet some pretty cool people, you included.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm so grateful for this.
Yeah, no,
Well,
we'll definitely have to get you back sometime soon so we can have more of a conversation about mindlessness, and everything in between.
Yeah, there's all mind like semi-fullness, you know, and that's a whole nother show we're gonna have to do.
Yeah, that's a non-optimistic version. But, well, it was a pleasure having you, man, and, well, I hope everything gets better for you, and everybody, stay mindless.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stay mindless, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Mindless Morning Show. We appreciate you picking us out of the many great podcasts out there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell to get notified whenever we release a new episode or bonus content. Now go enjoy the rest of your mindless day.